Hey guys, it's time to Nefis and chill. Earlier today was the launch of the public test server for the Deadlands DLC, otherwise known as Update 32. However, the maintenance continued throughout the entire day, and we won't be getting it until tomorrow as of the uploading of this video. With the help of Lore Master Audens from ESO University, we managed to data mine the PTS, however, and look at what 5-piece item set bonuses were affected by Update 32's hybridization of item stats. Note that critical rating, penetration, and damage stat lines have been hybridized while max magicka, max stamina, and recovery stat lines seem unaffected. Due to the nature of the data mining, we couldn't see the 2 to 4-piece stat lines of various sets, but based on the patch notes, the aforementioned criteria of hybridization was most likely adhered to. And based on the sample size of the item sets that were requested by my Twitch chat, as they were quite curious which of their favorite sets got the hybrid treatment, it's safe to say that the 5-piece bonus effects of specific outliers that we will detail in this video seem to be more the exception than the rule, and in fact, quite a lot of item sets got the hybridization treatment. First, we'll go over the 5-piece bonuses that did not get affected. And first, we'll start with bodfa. Now, the stat lines were probably affected. Besides the Minor Slayer stat line, there is going to be probably a critical and damage stat line that will be affected. So that's going to be 2 stat lines that swing in the favor of stamina DPS. And of course, bodfa is going to be absurdly easy to manage on stamina DPS compared to magic DPS. For example, the new stamina decay whip that probably still uses magicka rather than stamina for stamina decay DPS. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Now that 5-piece, the bonus of bodfa is not really going to be hybridized. And of course, the next set on the list is going to be martial knowledge, and you do use stamina to proc it. So depending on how low of a stamina you have, it does proc martial knowledge. So obviously that wasn't changed. So probably keep in mind things like this probably won't be hybridized. Roaring Opportunist also was not affected. Neither was Alkaj, despite it now critting as a proc set. But yeah, if you guys want to know more of the sets that don't get affected or do get affected, or you need to request more information, or you want to see more information about the Elder Scrolls Online, including keeping up with the public test server and all these wild changes, please join the ESO University Discord. We have over 15,000 people in there, and all the information flows through there. Alright, now for the 5-piece bonuses that were affected. I'm going to point some really cool things out here after I go over it. So first one, Sogvin, Sororia, Advancing Yokida, otherwise known as Berserking Warrior, the Master Staff, Yandir's Might, Solzon's Torment, Dagon's Dominion, Burning Spellweave, Drozakar's Claws, War Maiden, Moonhunter, Skating Mage, 7th Legion Brute, Truesworn Fury, Kvatch Gladiator, Warrior's Fury, Spell Strategist, Moondancer, Witch Knight's Defiance, Ravager, Kinra's Wrath, Titanborn Strength, Silks of the Sun, Flanking Strategist, Dragonguard Elite, Ysgramor's Birthright, Automaton, Netch's Touch, Swamp Raider, Destruction Mastery, and Knight Errant's Mail. Now obviously this is a very large sample size of item sets. We couldn't get through every single item set in the Elder Scrolls Online, but based on the sample size, it's safe to assume that similar item sets of similar nature in terms of their 5-piece bonus effects to all these item sets in the list will also be affected similarly in terms of their 5-piece bonus effects. And we'll just have to kind of wait for the PTS for that. However, I want to point out some interesting item sets that were hybridized, like Sogvin. Now, Sogvin is going to be was primarily a stamina DPS set. Looks like it will probably replace Medusa for Magicka DPS, as it does have a better result in terms of the 5-piece bonus than Medusa in terms of the rating. We also do have the spell critical granted by Advancing Yokida, otherwise known as Berserking Warrior. And that spell critical is going to be a potential huge option for Magicka DPS, or Magicka base DPS, I should say. We also do have the very curious hybridization of War Maiden. Now, instead of it adding weapon and spell damage to magicka and damage abilities, it's going to be adding weapon and spell damage to just magic damage abilities. Now, at first glance, this may seem pretty weird. However, I think there's a potential application of War Maiden here, and that's basically going to be stamina DPS using orbs, which are magic damage abilities, and the weapon damage affecting that new orb or stam DPS orb could be a consideration here. So really interesting stuff going on, really out of mind, really blowing me away kind of stuff going on here. And we definitely have to think outside the box for update 32 for pretty much not just stam DPS, but also magic DPS, potentially healers and tanks, PvP options as well. And here we also do have an interesting set here, Moondancer. Very interesting because according to the data we got from the PTS, the Shadow Blessing, which grants the spell damage, will also grant weapon and spell damage. However, the Lunar Blessing, that gives Magicka Recovery, will only still give the Magicka Recovery, which makes sense because it adheres to the rules of what we just mentioned at the beginning of the video, that everything except max stat and recovery stats will not, will be affected. So it's pretty curious that you get the Magicka Recovery, but not the stam recovery from Lunar Blessing, supposedly. So making Moondancer a very high risk set for sure for stam DPS to wear. But yeah, all the other sets very interesting too. And again, we can summarize from the fact that these sets were affected by the hybridization attempts, and comparing that to the number of sets we found randomly that didn't get affected. I mean, it's pretty telling of what to expect with not just the public test cycle, but also with the launch of Update 32. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments below. Big thanks to Audens for data mining all this. And again, join the ESO Discord if you're not in it yet. And really do appreciate you guys subscribing as of late, liking the videos. It's awesome. It's encouraging us to make more content just like this. We may even make more videos like this, like data mining, if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, it may be frivolous or like whatever to you guys that we everybody asks for like and sub. But yeah, it does help us a lot. It helps us reach more viewers and stuff like that. But thank you so much, and have a great rest of the week, and see you guys next time.